Do you know how easy it is to create stacked photos like this? Or this? Stacked photos and overlapping images are making its way back into graphic design and are super trendy on social media right now. They're perfect for when you want to elevate your stories, make it cuter, crafty, or maybe you want to make your social media feed look like a little journal, overlapping images, kind of like a scrapbook, kind of like a collage. We got you. I mean, Instagram itself has its own feature to stack photos directly from the stories, but hold my hand, come on. I'm gonna teach you how to be cooler. There's plenty of different ways in which you can replicate this trend, but this tutorial is going to have a sort of film camera feeling, like a 70s, 80s photo booth, so you can show how cool you are to your Instagram friends. This is one of the easiest design trends to replicate right now, since the majority of it's literally just photography. Now, I need to mention that you probably want the images to have the same vibes or be from the same person or the same environment. They need to go together, they need to correlate to each other, so it's not just a random chaos. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so the first thing you need is some film photos. No, I'm kidding. This is optional. You can also edit the images to imitate, the analog film effect in the photo filter panel. But let's start with the stories, with the Instagram stories. So resize your artboard to an Instagram story size. Then you're gonna click R to create a rectangular shape and start creating shapes kind of like this. Make sure to space them properly. If you wanna resize them freely like this, just go ahead, select every shape, then press and hold Shift and resize them. You'll see the proportions will be unlocked. So you're gonna be able to adjust them like this freely. So now let's start adding our pictures. I'm going to use some photos from a trip to São Paulo. They were photographed with a Kodak Font Saver, a little disposable 35mm camera, which all disposable cameras are 35mm, by the way, if you don't know. I didn't know. So in the first picture, I snapped a quick shot at Bairro da Liberdade, which is known as the Japanese neighborhood in São Paulo. That's why the lamppost. And I'll bring the saturation all the way down. Now I have a black and white picture. That's the vibe I want, but that's up to you. I'm gonna do this to all of the pictures. You can also, adjust the contrast, the brightness. You can add some noise if you don't think it's noisy enough, if it's not grainy enough. This depends on what you want. Now I'm adding a picture of me and my friend Lucas. We were in São Paulo at the same time, so that was a nice coincidence. We hanged out. Peep how I'm adding the pictures just by clicking on the shape and then hitting replace, the replace button. This will allow you to clip the images to the rectangles. So it's an easy way to add images that maybe need to have the same dimensions. Now another picture of me also at Bairro da Liberdade. If you've ever been to São Paulo, you know that's a must. You need to go there. And lastly, I added a picture I took at the Pinacoteca, which is one of the art museums in São Paulo. I think it's the biggest one. But when I added it to black and white, it did look like I was at an asylum. It gave creepy vibes. I'm sorry, I did not like that, so I changed to the Paul McCartney pre-concert screen thingy. Like I took this picture when I entered the venue. It was a nice memory because it was an amazing day, honestly. Okay, now it's time, of course, for a texture. Let's add a texture. I would recommend a photocopy texture, but I think a grainy one would also look cool. But yeah, the photocopy texture looked amazing. Just add the texture, change the blending mode if you want. I think the hard light mode looked incredible. And you probably also need to change the opacity. Mine was set for 25%, but that's gonna depend on, well, if you have a black and white photo, that's probably gonna be similar. So try to keep the texture around 20 to 30%. I think that's gonna be a good number for the texture. Now that's the first version. It's a simple and cool way to stack photos. Now I'm going to show you a version that will resemble a film negative more, let's say like this, or an analog photograph collage, something more like that. First, let's change our background color to a cream, yeah, kind of like a cream or an off-white color. Then add a black rectangle behind the images. Each image, it's going to have its individual rectangle. You're gonna see this in a second. And then you're gonna redimension the photos. Notice that when you redimension them like this, when you resize them like this, I'm holding the shift key, the images will get distorted. This is normal. Just go to your uploads and then you're gonna need to replace the image again. Make sure you do this or you have a bunch of stretched images and that's not cool. Now duplicate the rectangle with the photo inside. Make sure to space them equally as well. Then you're going to align them in a way that the top and the bottom are visibly like cut. You can see like it's out of the artboard, right? This is going to give like a cool camera roll vibe, you know, like I'm cool. Now just replace the images and you're basically done. You can also add a paper texture on the background. I think that's a nice addition, but again, that's up to you. A negative version, meaning like white on black, is also cool, but I prefer the black on white one. I almost forgot about a crucial detail for the stories, for the Instagram stories, the timestamps. This is a super cool little detail, so go ahead and add whatever timestamp you want or whatever text you want, really. I used Beyond as a font because it's the perfect font for this, and I really wanted to imitate, you know, the film camera timestamp. So I also used this orange, yellowish shade. Another cool font to use can be Dot Gothic as well. I really recommend that one. I don't know, just experiment and go with whatever you like. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so these are 3 cool ways to stack your images for your stories. Can we even say 3? Maybe it's like 2 versions. Yeah, let's say 3 cool ways to stack your images. Now let's try something similar but different for the feed. So we have here a bunch of pictures I took at a festival I've been to. Yes, I am what you can call a concert rat. I spend all of my money on concerts, even the money I don't have. Is anyone like this? I want to find my people in the comments. I love concerts. I love live performances. I love venues. I love collecting memories. I love gathering nice moments with my friends and my loved ones. These pictures were taken with the Ilford Ilfocolor Rapid Retro. It's also a disposable camera. Now this is going to be a different way of stacking, okay? More like a overlapping pictures, and it's going to be more collage style, more scrapbook style. First, start by choosing a background. I absolutely love this picture of me and my friends showing our bracelets, so I'm adding that for sure as the big picture, as the background. Then I want the collage to be a seamless carousel. For that, all you need to do is make sure that the artboards are properly aligned and there's no space in between them. They'll usually snap to each other, like you're gonna see them like kind of like merging, but not really. But make sure to double check, make sure to see if they're like aligned and properly spaced. Then you're gonna add the same picture to 2 artboards and just select them both and align them. Now, honestly, just choose the pictures you want and stack them. You can crop them, you can resize them, you can edit them. I won't edit mine because the film camera effect is already pretty neat, but sincerely, just do whatever you want. Now, this is already pretty cool as it is, but you can also add some text for an extra personalization, like add some text that go with the moment and maybe add some elements. I would like to add some doodles. I think that'll be cool. And you're pretty much done. There you go. Here's a fun way to post pictures. Oh, hey, it's me again. So just to get out of the, social media / digital realm, I actually printed one out. This is so cute. I love this. I thought this was too cute to just keep it on Instagram. And yeah, same principle. I just reorganized and changed the layout. Now it has 8 little squares, but it's basically the same thing I did for Instagram. You can like resize your artboard and just print it out like you have a little photo booth picture. That's really cute. And this is how you turn your boring camera roll pictures into cool, trendy, stacked photos. Oh no, I didn't wait for the ink to dry out. I stained everything. No, that's not good. Now it's your turn to check out this very own template. I'm gonna leave it in this video's description, and use your own moments, your own photos to create something like this. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out another videos to stay updated on design trends, tips, and much more. See you in the next video. Bye. Oh, no.